The Inca Empire arose from the highlands of Peru. Starting in 1439, the Inca ruler Pachacuti began conquering the surrounding tribes. Over the next 93 years, subsequent Inca rulers expanded their empire to cover almost the entire western side of South America, which ended when the Spaniards came in 1532. Cusco was their religious and administrative center. Today, Cusco is a city with 500,000 inhabitants. Although nothing remains of Inca structures, located above the city is Sacsayhuaman, one of history's greatest mysteries. These three 2,000-foot-long zigzag walls are a marvel of ancient engineering. When the Spanish came, they asked the Inca who built these giant walls. They replied it must have been the gods, since they did not possess the technology to construct these mammoth structures. How were these megalithic rocks moved, shaped, and positioned, some weighing over 150 tons, without the use of mortar nor beast of burden? How were they perfectly cut, such that a piece of paper could not fit between them? Many of the cornerstones are over 20 feet tall. It's believed the original walls were another 20 feet higher, but the rocks were removed by the Spanish and used as foundations for many of the buildings they constructed in Cusco. The most famous stone has 12 perfectly cut sides. Whoever built these walls understood resonant frequencies, which meant the walls were precisely angled at 13 degrees, such that in a strong earthquake, the stones would dance in position, then lay down exactly in the same order after the quake. Above the walls were two 60-foot flanking towers, which the Spanish dismantled. All that remains is this uniquely designed foundation and the rooms that were discovered below. Similar to the pyramids in Egypt, the engineering it took to construct these walls is still a mystery. Even today, moving some of these monolithic stones would be difficult. Against a backdrop of snow-capped peaks is the Sacred Valley. Located north of Cusco, it was once the spiritual base of the Inca Empire. Nature has endowed this valley with fertile soil and abundant water, creating one of the largest reserves of horticultural diversity in the world. In the valley, and down these hillside steps, the Inca cultivated numerous varieties of vegetables, colorful flowers, hundreds of variations of corn, and over 2,000 species of potatoes. This is truly a sacred valley. Above the Sacred Valley is Moray, which is believed to have been an Inca agricultural laboratory. The temperature difference between the top and bottom is 15 degrees, creating microclimates which allowed them to study various vegetation, which today accounts for a great variety of vegetables and flora. At the north end of the Sacred Valley is the town of Ollantaytambo. Above this town, it's believed there was an Inca fort or religious center. Near the top are walls of perfectly cut stone similar to ones found in Sacsayhuaman. At the very top is a wall of 6 standing monoliths, each weighing between 40 and 50 tons. In the valley behind the fort is a ramp which could have been used to move these giant rocks. What's difficult to understand is how these stones got to the top, since there's only a small flat area where men could stand and move them into position. It's another mystery for which there is no explanation. Moving north from Ollantaytambo is one of the new 7 wonders of the world, Machu Picchu. While there are no records of why nor who had it constructed, some historians believe it was Pachacuti. Nor is it known why it was never discovered by the Spanish who ruled Peru for 300 years. Although it is a mystery of why Machu Picchu was constructed, one of the reasons could have been its use as an astronomical observatory. This stone, known as the hitching post of the sun, has been shown to be the precise indicator of the date of the two equinoxes and other significant celestial periods celebrated by the Inca. This is the main temple, given how well it was constructed. Next to which is the Temple of the Three Windows. When originally discovered by Hiram Bingham in 1911, he found many liturgical objects, so it's believed this is where religious ceremonies were performed. This circular structure is known as the Temple of the Sun. It's built above a giant naturally formed rock. The area below the temple is known as the Royal Tomb, where some believe Pachacuti was buried. Another unusual find was the Condor Temple. On the floor is a rock carved in a stylized shape of the condor's head and neck, the sacred bird to the Inca, since they believed it was the messenger for the heavens. Above the head is a natural formation, which the Inca reshaped into outstretched wings of the condor. One side of Machu Picchu is covered with a long series of agricultural steps, indicating there was a substantial community. On the other side are fewer steps, built down a sheer cliff, not an area for the faint-hearted. And there's a carved image, what appears to be Pachacuti's head forever overlooking the valley below. Huayna Picchu is the mountain which rises above Machu Picchu. For the most intrepid traveler, there are cliff-hanging steps to the top. This is not a hike for the squeamish. Visiting Peru is a fascinating experience. Walking around Cusco, marveling at the mystery of Sacsayhuaman, seeing the Sacred Valley, pondering who constructed the 6 monoliths at Ollantaytambo, and exploring Machu Picchu. Peru is an adventure not to be missed. If you're interested in going on an African safari, tour Polynesia, or snorkel Australia's Great Barrier Reef. Contact Elaine Randolph at the following numbers. She's a professional travel consultant who specializes in custom travel adventures.